season of hosting, and this week we have some extended family coming into town, and whenever that happens, we always host a lot of dinners. I've learned a lot over the years about cooking and hosting, and I wouldn't consider myself an expert, but I do know one thing, and that is that I love to cook and I love to have a lot of people over. I'll never say that X number of people is too many for me to serve, but you do have to consider your food options the bigger the party gets. I actually talked about this a lot over the summertime because we had so many birthday parties, and my go-to recipe during that time was homemade burger patties. I could just whip them up with my bulk ground beef, days in advance, freeze them, and serve them that day. But in the fall time, I lean more on soups and roasts. So in this video, I'm going to take you along this week as I prep several main dishes and desserts during a week of hosting. Today I'm starting with making some homemade bread because I do not want to run out of bread this week. One challenge I always face when hosting is that my household family, like me, my husband, and my kids, still have to eat all 3 meals a day, while I am also meal prepping for hosting coming up. So it is double the amount of time in the kitchen when I already feel like I am spending a lot of time in the kitchen. But that's okay because, like I said earlier, I truly love serving people food. So today I'm making an apple cider glazed pot roast. I found myself this year with a lot of apple cider, I think because we rarely drink juice, so when I bought the cider, I kind of forgot about it, and then I realized we needed to drink it. So I made it a point to try to fit it into as many recipes as possible. Apple cider is delicious because it comes from apples, but it also contains a good amount of sugar, so it's nice to use in place of other sugars in recipes like cookies or anything you would put sugar in. It tastes so festive and cozy. So we're adding the apple cider to the pot roast, which is pretty on par with the normal pot roast flavors. Often I'll just add chopped apple to the bottom in the veggie bed, but apple cider does the trick too. I'm currently in the process of having this recipe photographed and up on the blog, so check back soon for this one. Now tonight, because we are having people coming over, I wanted to get a fun dessert on the table, so I'm whipping up apple cider donuts. These are baked donuts, and they are so easy that you can just whip them up all season long. I'm using freshly milled whole grain flour for the added health benefits, and these will have a little less sugar than your typical donut recipe, but that's okay. I'm quite sure my family would never know. The key is to get your family used to a low sugar diet, so then when they do go and get something store-bought with all the sugar, they can't finish it anyway because it's too strong. I love that these donuts look professional and like you spent a ton of time on them, but you really did not. So now that they're done, I'm going to melt some butter and combine some brown sugar with cinnamon to dip them in. These also stay fresh several days on the counter, so that is one more reason why they're so nice to make this time of year. Going into the winter season, I know that we will have a lot of really fun days out in the cold, which means cold hands, coming home at the end of the day, warming your hands by the fire. But cold hands can also mean some stiffness and maybe even some joint pain, especially if you are someone who works at an office, typing on a computer, constantly baking in the kitchen, washing dishes, braiding your daughter's hair, or anything that may cause hand stiffness. That is why I'm so excited to share with you today's video sponsor, Bob and Brad. I have been a fan of Bob and Brad massage products for a little while now, and this is a hand massager that also has a warming function perfect for winter time. The Hand Spa Pro Hand Massager was developed by renowned physical therapists. It gently massages your hands with an 8-zone finger division and dual layer airbags. It delivers precise compression to each finger and the palm area, which is perfect for soothing carpal tunnel, arthritis, and post-workout fatigue. It has 3 massage modes and 3 intensity levels, and you can turn on the heat if you would like the warm setting, which heats to 108 degrees Fahrenheit in just 5 seconds. This technology enhances circulation, eases stiffness, and restores comfort with safe, consistent warmth. It is compact, cordless, and just over a pound, so you can easily take it places or travel with it. It's also FSA and HSA eligible, and it's ideal for anyone who works with their hands, like a hairstylist, crafters, bakers, or a desk worker working at a computer. When I was working at a computer for 40 or more hours per week, I remember the pain that my hands felt at the end of the day, the throbbing and aching pain, and I would just sit there and rub them. And it would have been so nice to have had this back then, to just sit down at the end of the day, maybe you're watching a show, and just put your hand inside and let it do that for you. Currently, both my husband and I love using this at the end of the day to warm up our hands and just get that little bit of soothing and pressure relief. The technology with the air bags that basically inflate and deflate to gently massage your hands is really cool and very relaxing feeling. This is another great Bob and Brad massaging product, which is not surprising considering they have over 1 million happy customers. All of Bob and Brad's going into the holiday season, this would be a lovely gift for someone you know who struggles with hand pain or just wants a relaxing, soothing massage for their hands at the end of the day. Bob and Brad has given me a discount code to use for this hand massager. I will leave it in the description below. Thanks to Bob and Brad for sponsoring today's video. Taking a quick break from cooking to show you some of the fall colors in our area this time of year. So the kids' great grandma is coming to visit. I'm gonna be preparing 2 dinners in the next 2 days with her for hosting, because whenever she comes over, my parents come over too, so it's gonna be 5 adults and 2 eating kids, not including the baby. And so for a large party like that, I like to have something that is easy for me to prepare. And I don't like to do a lot of cooking during the dinner hour or before dinner, because I like to be able to talk to the guests, especially my grandma, who I love, and I will want to talk with her and I don't want to be too busy. So for me, that's gonna look like soups because I love soups. You can put them on in the morning and then you're done pretty much, other than maybe the toppings or adding some finishing touches later in the day. So today I'm gonna start with a cabbage and broth soup. If you watch my YouTube channel normally, you have seen this recipe. This is one of my favorites on the blog. I'll leave a link below, the duvallhomestead.com. It's great for fall time. It uses up cabbage. As you can see, I'm just admiring this cabbage because it's one of my favorite types of cabbages. I'm gonna be putting this entire cabbage in the soup, and I have 2 packages of bratwurst. One of my favorite ways to meal prep is to chop up ingredients like onion, carrot, celery, or garlic and throw it in the freezer, so that way I can just grab it when I want to make an easy soup. And on the days like today when I have extra time to do extra chopping, I just chop up more and then I will use it soon. I'm adding bacon fat to my potatoes right here. I'm gonna add the onions and let those saute. Meanwhile, I'm gonna saute the broths in the cast iron to brown it, and then I'll cut those up and add them to the pot. Basically how we do this whenever we are having people over or a party or something is my husband will take the kids, the older 2 kids, out for the morning for something fun to get their energy out, while I stay back and start cooking. Otherwise, it's too challenging for me to do all of that cooking while they're inside the house, because when they come back, they'll need lunch as well. So in order for me to get ahead of the dinner prep so that I can be playing and active and with everybody tonight, it's important that I prep this now. It's funny because you would think that with the older 2 kids gone and just the baby, things would be easier, but I always say to people that actually being alone at home with the baby is quite hard. It's so much easier when the other 2 kids are with her because they play with her and look at her and she's looking at them. And when it's just me, I just spent probably 45 minutes getting her to be sleeping in this wrap. And so she's good now, but it never takes me. I never actually have to get her to go to sleep when I'm with the other 2 kids. She just falls asleep. So when he took the kids this morning, I thought to myself, this is new. This is like being a first-time mom again. So. Although the garden is mostly gone at this point, I had some chives pop up, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab those because I love putting chives in this soup. By the time my grandma arrived, we were so busy that I forgot to video the final product, but here it is from the blog post. I know you and your family will love this recipe as well. Starting my afternoon off with some stretch and folds on this bread dough. Now, quick tangent to say that our stove and oven have actually broke since this video, and yes, it's the week before Thanksgiving and we have no oven or stove. Actually, that's not entirely true. The oven does work up to 375 degrees Fahrenheit, but not over that, so I can't cook bread at the moment. But the exciting news is that we are getting a nice new stove, and I'm excited to share that soon, hopefully, but there's a lot of moving pieces and installation that has to happen, so I don't really want to talk about it yet because I don't want to jinx it. We have to get through that first. But the next night, I wanted another easy meal, so I went with the pumpkin chili recipe from the blog. I have loved making so much of this recipe and actually saving it in the freezer because it's so easy to reheat and never disappoints my family as a meal that we will pull out from the freezer. I use bacon fat, ground beef, canned or homemade pumpkin puree, chili powder, salt, pepper, and tomatoes, and it's just so simple and yet so delicious. The best part, of course, would be the toppings: avocado, sour cream, or we just use yogurt, cheese, etc. I'm serving this one with homemade sourdough cornbread. What I love about cornbread is it's great with soups, but also that it's great the next day with butter and eggs for breakfast. I have this recipe on the blog as well, and I'll link it below. During dinner tonight, as you can see, I have a roasted chicken sitting on the stove, but that's not the topic of this recipe. This is actually going to be apple cider cookies, and we're making these because, like I said earlier, I just wanted to see how many recipes I could put apple cider in, and I did not regret that, by the way. So I'm going to be simmering the apple cider on the stove. I did this for a few apple cider recipes that I made, like the donuts, because it simmers down to about 50% and it saves the flavor and almost enhances the flavor of the apple cider vinegar, but takes out some of the water. So it's perfect for baking products to get a really good apple cider flavor to reduce it on the stove before you put it in the recipe. Thank you so much for coming along as I show you what I am making as we enter the season of hosting. I would love to hear if you are hosting in the comments below. If you are brand new to my page, please hit that subscribe button. I post new videos every week on farm-to-table recipes and homemade natural living. Don't forget to check out the Bob and Brad hand massager using my link and discount code below, or maybe consider it for a gift for a loved one this year. Thanks so much for cooking with me today.